Buff Metal, back with another video. Is metal just for losers, loners, the undesirables? Well, I'm going to answer that here today for you. If you're new to the channel and haven't seen my videos before, I talk about metal, extreme metal, and I also link it with philosophy, life stuff, real life stuff that I hope you can take with you, and, you know, basically thought food, thought candy, whatever the phrase is, you know, something you can chew on through the day. So do subscribe, do comment, helps me keep doing these videos. Now, let's get to the matter at hand. I'll start, I can't really answer for everybody in the metal scene. If you go to a show and you talk to people and you're sociable, you know, you'll come across lots of interesting characters, right? People who, depending on what kind of show you're at. Now, let's say you're at a Metallica show, you're going to find just about everybody and grandparents and, you know, 4-year-olds. I mean, everybody likes like the mainstream metal. That's basically just pop music, though. Let's talk the extreme metal, the underground in general, right? Is this just a place for people to, you know, who don't fit in somewhere else, to come and to congregate and basically be a bunch of D&D nerds, but, you know, with a metal frame? I think yes. You know, and let me hear me out before you click off the video and get all mad. I'll tell you this, my whole life, man, again, I can only speak from my perspective because that's the only perspective I know. My whole life, I have been a bit of a loner, bit of a, no, I wouldn't say a loser. You know, I gotta throw that in the title because, you know, you gotta spice it up to get views. I've definitely been a loner. I've definitely been, you know, on the outcast of things. Growing up as a kid, I tried playing sports, man, and let me tell you, I did not fit into any of that shit. I hated sports, and when all the other kids would go and hang out afterwards, bro, I'd go home and play with my Star Wars action figures and fucking, you know, like, listen to music or play guitar. I had zero interest in doing what everyone else wanted me to do. I just never was that guy, right? And so as I got older, you know, I always tried to like show people stuff that I thought was cool, or, you know, show people metal, and it never really seemed to click. And I always felt like a bit of a loner, right? A little bit of a, in society's eyes, the loser, you know, the outcast, the hipster even, depending on who you ask, right? But I always felt comfortable in that. I always wore those things like, fuck yeah, dude, you know, there's something so punk about that. When I think of like someone like Danzig, a sleazy character like Glenn Danzig, you know, he to me is everything. Like, he just, if you listen to him talk for 5 minutes, he does kind of come off like he definitely comes off like a loner. Depending on who you ask, a bit of, I can't call Danzig a loser. I mean, look at it, he's done so much, but I don't think he would care if you did call him that, you know? I think he is definitely a bit of a hipster, you know, all these things. And honestly, in my opinion, even though he's a punk artist or whatever, I'll always say Danzig is metal as fuck, especially the Danzig solo records and stuff. That shit, that's metal to me. So, I mean, I always related more with people like that. You know, I've been watching that one-man black metal documentary. I'm going to make a video on that because I think this touches on a lot of the points that I'm speaking on here, right? Like, it opens with Rest from Leviathan kind of talking like, you know, metal's not just for, you know, there's something very honest about the picked on loser, I think he says, just like in his room, bah, you know, screaming his head off, making black metal. There's something very honest and, you know, real about that. And that's how I feel when I watch that, man. That documentary, man, it blew my mind when I first watched it back in the day, because I thought to myself, like, for the first time, I don't need other people to be in a band, man. I can do it all by myself, you know? I can be alone and just kind of do every part, and you can learn more, get more out of it. And at the end of the day, you don't have to, you know, you don't have to wait on other people. Other people have, the more I spend time around other people and the more I have and intermingled with other people, man, I've just become more and more of a recluse, because just calling it like it is, man, I empirical evidence, right? People suck, man. I've met more people who suck than don't. And, you know, like, go to a football party or game or something if someone hosts it at their house, and hang out with people who just want to fucking, the good time people, right? Who just want to drink and party and whatever. Like, the mainstream people who don't, you know, they'll eat fucking whatever, you know, all this shit. And not to say like anything, but I'm a big diet and health and wellness and lifestyle guy. So when I go to these things and I see these people getting stupid and they don't talk about anything, I'll always feel out of place there. And maybe I come off a little awkward. I always try and be friendly, man, because no matter what you're into, dude, this shit's all aesthetics, you know. It's just a metal. I don't give myself any more props for being into metal as someone who's really into sports does for being into sports. It's just, I don't know, man. I've just never fit in with any of those mainstream things that I've never cared to. And sometimes I feel like mainstream people don't even care themselves, you know? I feel like they're lying to themselves. I'm like, you're really into just sitting around watching baseball, football? Like, these things don't interest me whatsoever. You guys don't even play any of these sports, and yet you sit around and mull it over and let it and just veg out to it. Like, see, that's where I start getting pissed. That's where buff metal starts coming out, and I start fucking getting fired up, dude. I'm like, none of this shit, you guys are fibbing. This shit is fucking whack, dude. This is all whack. I want nothing to do with any of this. And guys, don't you want something that has some fire in it, something that you're involved in? And that's where, dude, over the years, man, it's just pushed me back to metal time and time again. Because this is a place, man, I find where everybody involved with it really wants to be involved with it. You know what I'm saying? All these loners and stuff and outcast types who I've met over the years of going to shows and you know, if you haven't seen my new documentary that I made on Winter Warzone Fest, the fest that J-Dog featured on his channel, you know, like, go check that out. It's awesome. But I interview a ton of metalheads, and they're all like, you get to see what kind of characters these guys are. They're not the typical, like, football beer drinking types, you know. They're party, they get down, dude. They party, and that's cool too, you know. But they're also very, like, I find that it's an open-minded place. You're not going to offend anybody there. You're not gonna, you know, like, no one's over there screaming to you about politics and stupid shit. You know, it's people who really care about what they're into. And I love the kind of gate kept mentality of it. Like, yeah, here in this space we talk about crazy shit. If you listen to Danzig, I guess it's Misfits. What's that song? I killed a baby today. I raped your mother today. Dude, like, that shit is awesome. And it's like, oh, dude, this guy's got some balls. You know what I mean? It's the fire. It's the passion. Again, that is what pushes me here time and time again. I find more people in this space who are like, you know, just trying to bring passion to life. And that is the most important thing, man. If you take nothing else away from what I'm saying, just take away that whatever you do, whatever you're into, if it's mainstream Metallica type metal, if it's super underground, you know, Branch Davidian levels of metal, you know, like all that, just be honest about what you like, right? Just honesty is the key to everything, right? To everything you do in life. If you want to be happy, be honest about who you are, you know, own it, dude. Just fucking, I don't know, man. If you're the one dude at the fucking regurgitation show who likes, I don't know, Avenged Sevenfold or something, then be that guy. Show up and piss people off wearing the shirt. It might be funny, you know? Like, I don't know. Have some personality. Develop character. Be you, you know? If you're a loser, own being a loser. If you're a loner, dude, do it up. Be alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, in your loneliness, rip some music. Make your own tunes. Make your own way. Go out. And that's why I love the gym, too. It's another one of those things. It's like, requires nobody else, right? You v you. And you'll find, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, that life is you v you. And the more you master the game of beating yourself, you know, getting real in going deeper within yourself and pushing yourself further through life, you know, you'll find that, I don't know, man, like, nothing else really matters. Like, becoming the best you is everything, you know? And that's all I want to tell you guys. So who cares if everyone else thinks you're an outcast or a weirdo or a loser or all these terms that, like, don't fucking mean anything because they're human. You know what I'm saying? They mean nothing. Spirit is everything. So channel the spirit. Walk the path alone. Charge forth. You know what I'm saying? Be fucking Aragorn running towards the Black Gate for Frodo. Ooh, you know what I'm saying? Fucking awesome shit, man. That's it. That's all I wanted to say today, guys. All right. So is metal for loners, losers? Who gives a fuck? Maybe. Yeah, sure. But we like it that way. And you know what? We find each other where we are, you know? So, all right. Rock on. Peace out, gang.